welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing something kind of a little bit different. I'm going to be doing the Goth Tag, because as you've probably seen, I tend to do a more dark Gothic style, so I thought this would be kind of fun. So let's just jump right into this. So the first question, by the way, I've been kind of changing the questions, leaving some out, because some of them honestly haven't aged great. Because this quiz tag thing was created quite a while ago, and honestly, some of the questions were just little iffy to be answering nowadays, as more information has come out. So we'll just jump into my revised version of the Goth Tag. So question number 1, how long have you been goth? So I've always been darkly inclined. I've always loved more creepy Gothic things. Ignore the hair elastic on my wrist. I don't know why I didn't take that off. Anyways, so I've always been more into dark, creepy things. I was pretty much raised on horror movies and Tim Burton and Addams Family as well. Just the more creepier the things were, I really enjoyed them. Elvira, just things that were a little bit dark. They've always been my kind of thing, which is anything sort of spooky has been what I've been into. And this was my whole life. I never had a moment where I didn't like the creepy, the spooky, and the ooky. The serious and kooky, the altogether ooky. The Addams Family. But no, there's never been a moment in my life where I was normal. I've always kind of been odd. But when I first started getting more into the fashion was when I was 12. As soon as I was in high school, because where I live we don't have middle school, but as soon as I reached high school, so grade 7, I was starting to dress darker. I was wearing black every day and just altogether not looking normal. And this was 2012, so this was peak emo scene goth era of the internet, and I was following all of it, and I was trying my damnedest as a broke little Canadian kid to try to get my hands on everything that these people were wearing. And I was making out of hot glue the blood necklaces, you know what I mean, where it looks like you've cut your neck, out of hot glue, and painting it, because I didn't have access to colored hot glue. And I was specifically stealing my mom's tights and cutting them to make ripped tights to wear under everything. And I would take old t-shirts and cut the sides out and tie them to make them look more distressed and punk or goth. And taking bleach and using a paintbrush to bleach clothes instead of buying them or finding them. And everything I owned was thrifted. I didn't have anything that I bought from a normal store, unless it was Walmart. My clothes were as dark as I could possibly get without spending any money. So yeah. Next, how were you introduced to goth? So like I said, I've always kind of been in the Gothic scene, but it was my first introduction to goth as a fashion and with the name goth was probably, I'd say 2012, when I first got on Tumblr. I think Tumblr was my introduction to all of this stuff. And same with YouTube. I found people like Toxic Tears, and Black Friday, people like that, and I was this is what I am. This is what I want to be. This is what I'm aspiring to become. And it's called goth. So yeah. 3. What Gothic subgenre would you put yourself in? I personally like a lot of different goth subcultures, but I don't know if I directly fit into one of them. And if I do, it's probably more like new goth, because like, this is gonna sound stupid, but I love romantic goth. I love these like Victorian goth, really gorgeous dresses and fancy stuff, but I also love like the post-apocalyptic goth and like the more industrial tech wear goth. I love all of it, but I am such a lazy person that the idea of wearing like a full dress and like corset and like doing my makeup and my hair every day and all this stuff, just like, woof, no, I can't do it. So I dress more like new goth, but I prefer other styles of goth more, and like I kind of mix styles of goth. It depends on like my mood, because sometimes I really want to dress up and I really want to go like full Gothic Victorian, like all dressed up like a Victorian doll kind of vibe, or I want to go like fairy goth, or I want to do like all these different like goth styles. I've even done cyber goth. I've done it all. But like I just kind of like experimenting with my fashion, and goth as a whole umbrella is where my fashion fits under. So things that are Gothic is just my fashion. Like I don't consider myself one or the other. I like to take pieces of everything and throw it all together in a blender, and then here we go. And one day you're gonna get like pastel goth out of me. You guys have probably seen the more pastel goth version of me. I'm pretty sure that you've also seen just like new goth and other versions of goth from me as well. So it's like, what can I do? I also like to mix in like punk influences as well, mix with some like old 2008 2000 to 2000 like 13 14 emo and mall goth and everything all blended up. That's what my style is. I don't know if that makes sense. So there isn't like a subcategory that I think I am. I'm just here. Yeah. So then next, what do you believe to be the basis of the goth subculture? So goth was started as a music based subculture. The music is what started goth and gave it the name goth. Before, it was just darkly inclined. Like there wasn't a name for it before. So people who say that they like goth or they are goth without having at least an appreciation for the goth music, I don't think they can call themselves goth. They could say like they like darker clothing and they like to dress goth, but they can't say that they are goth, because goth is a music-based subculture. So you have to have an appreciation for where the subculture came from, where the history all began, which is the music. So yeah, I think it is still about that, but I think we've kind of grown and evolved from the music in a way. So at the basis, I believe that you have to have an appreciation for the music. That doesn't have to be your only genre. That doesn't have to be your main genre of music even. I just think that you have to know where it came from, know the history, know the why, and have a love for that somewhere inside you, in order to call yourself goth. There. 5. What do you dislike about being goth? I feel like sometimes the gothic subculture can be very, how do I put this nicely? But elitist. They have their own ideas of what you have to be goth, and if you even slightly steer away from that, you're not gonna be in the culture. You're not gonna be called goth. You can't be goth, you can't sit with us. It's pretty much like the whole idea of that. Like, there's a lot of people in the gothic subculture that are very in their own heads about what they think goth should be. And I don't think that's fair, because goth is for everyone. Anyone who wants to be goth can be goth, as long as they appreciate the music. And that's the thing. You don't have to dress the way that everyone else does. You don't have to wear the makeup. You don't have to do the hair. You don't have to wear the platforms or the pointy shoes or whatever. You don't have to do that. And, like, no one should tell you how to dress or how to do your own hair, your makeup, your present yourself in any way. Like, that is not up to someone else. That is completely up to you. And if you choose to identify as goth, that is what you are. And no one can take that from you. But there is going to be people that are going to tell you that you can't be what you want to be. And I think that's a thing in all subcultures, especially alternative subcultures. You're never going to be alternative enough for some people. And that's, I think, the hardest part about being goth or wanting to be goth or fitting somewhere under the goth umbrella, is that other people will think you're not enough. And yeah, that's what I think. And I know right now I don't look very goth. I know I don't. I didn't put on a bunch of jewelry. I didn't do my makeup. My hair is just brushed. Like, I didn't do everything that I could have to look typically goth right now. And that's okay. You don't have to always be to your 110% goth. You could be whatever you want to be. And I think we need to realize that in this community especially. And then moving on to number 6, what do your parents think? So my parents, I will go into each side of the family and siblings as well, because I don't think just my parents give the broad overall experience of what I've felt. So starting with Dad's side. So my dad, he has had lots of things to say. He's not in my life that much, so his opinion doesn't really matter. But, like, I used to go to his house every other weekend as a kid, and, like, my hair would be dyed a different color, and he'd always say something about it. And it would be, like, snarky comments about it. Just, like, stuff to try to get under my skin. And I was like, I don't care what you think, honestly. But the funny thing is, he turned around and married someone who seemed very alternative and had a thing for the creepier side of life. And she would compliment my outfits sometimes, and she would compliment my hair or my makeup or whatever I did. And they ended up having a Halloween-themed wedding where they went as Gomez and Morticia to their own wedding. So, like, it was very double standards, where she could be as goth as she wanted, and he would love it and love her for it. But me, his daughter, if I wore anything that wasn't, basic teenage girl in a baggy sweater kind of thing, he would diss me. He would have something to say about it. So it got to the point where I had to just kind of stay in my own room at his place and not come out unless I had to eat. My stepsister, Brie, she always saw me as a person. She didn't care what I was wearing. I was always just taken to her. And even now, like, she's not alternative herself at all, but she still will compliment me. She will still say, "That looks great. You look great, Tegan." And, like, she never judged me. And I think that's important. Now onto my mom's side. My mom has always been alternative. She's always been kind of into like the like the rocker aesthetic. Like, she's always been like Joan Jett kind of style. And she's also really loved bohemian style. Like, take like the what are they called? Stevie Nicks style. Like, those kind of styles are my mom's influence. So when I was starting to get into like leather and jean jackets and ripped things and thigh-high boots and all this stuff, Mom was like, yeah, I will help you. And my mom's always been like that. She's always loved my makeup. She's always loved my clothes. She's always helped as much as she could to find me things that would fit my style. Or she'd give me things that would fit my style that she had in her wardrobe that wouldn't fit anymore, or she just couldn't wear at her age, supposedly. Now she's starting to dress however she wants and doesn't care. But like, this was mid 2000s. Like, people were very judgmental, and they got into her head saying that a person in their 50s couldn't wear what she wanted to wear. Which is bullshit. However old you are, wear what you want to wear, and don't let anyone judge you for it. Be your true self. Be happy with who you are, and just live life. Because, like, you only get one life. Why sit around thinking about what could have been? Just do what you want. So Mom's always been my biggest supporter with my clothes, my fashion, my makeup, my everything, involving my style. Even though we were dirt poor, she tried her best to help me. My sister Bria has Down syndrome, and she's always thought that I was awesome. She's loved me. She never had anything bad to say about me. Sometimes, like, if I wear a lot of crazy makeup and I go visit her, she'll go, "Whoa, Tegan, what that?" Point at me. I love her to bits. She's my best friend. I love Bria. So she's never been like super disapproving. She's always just been like, that's my sister. No matter what, I've always had a supporter in Bria. Sometimes I do throw her off though if I'm wearing like extreme stuff. She's like, "Whoa," at first, and then she's like, "No, I love it." I'm like, "I love you too, Bria. You're the best." And then my oldest sister, Tasha, she is like the epitome of basic white girl, and that is what she wears. She will pretty much only wear name brand stuff, but keep in mind, we are dirt poor. So yeah. Otherwise, she lives in yoga pants and like a sweater from Winners. So her fancy isn't anywhere near mine. Our styles can't be any more different. So whenever I wear makeup or whenever I dress up a little bit, she's like, she has something to say. She has thoughts. She's like, "Oh, that's very you," in like that kind of condescending way. And it's like, yeah, well, hi. I'm here. What do you want? So next, 7, eyebrows or no eyebrows. If I had the energy to shave my eyebrows and then continuously draw them on, I would, because I would love to be able to change my eyebrows. I hate my eyebrows. I don't know if you can see them, but they're very, very thin. They're very stupid. I lost all my eyebrows when I was little, so these are like a couple years of hair growth. Like, it hasn't been that long of me actually having eyebrows, and I hate them. But, I just don't want to take the time to shave them off. And like, some days I just want to put on a shirt, put on some pants, and leave. Or like a dress or something. Like, I don't want to put too much effort into it to like go to the store down the street. Like, sometimes I just want to go. And if I don't have eyebrows, I feel like I would look even weirder than I already do. And I don't want to take the time to every day have to draw on eyebrows. So I would prefer to be the no eyebrow category, but for me, I have to do eyebrows. And then when I get like dressed up more, I just color them in and make them fuller because they are shit. So, and darken them. I don't know if I said that, but I make them dark. I make them black because I have dyed hair. It doesn't matter what color my eyebrows are. They could be whatever color I want them to be. They could be blue right now and no one would notice. No one would care. Uh, Number 8. What is your favorite band? So, here's the thing. My favorite goth band is probably, I know this is basic, but it's probably The Cure. I love The Cure, and I always have loved The Cure. I also really love the Smiths, but some people say that they're not goth, they're more punk. Like, I don't know. It's sometimes people have different opinions on what classifies as goth music and what doesn't. The Cure usually is, so I'll stick with The Cure. If we're going to be outside of the area of goth music, my favorite band would probably be either Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, or the 1975. I do not support Matty Healy. I don't support what he's done and what he's said. I do really enjoy the music, though. I don't stand by him as a person. It sucks that I have to say that, but I do. So, next, what were your baby bat days like? Lots of thrifting and taking stuff from my mother, like I said. And I still, to this day, I'm not like a big sit down and do my makeup kind of person. I want to be. I love makeup and I love the way it makes people look. But I just am so freaking lazy. And I also hate taking off my makeup. If I could, like, just live in my makeup and it not cause, like, damage to my face, I would do so. So, yeah. I never wore makeup. I also can't wear bracelets because it's a sensory thing for me. They just bother me. Or I'm sitting there playing with them all day and then I, like ping myself and hurt myself. So, I can't wear bracelets. And, yeah. I don't think that even answered the question, but we'll go with it. 10. Do you have any piercings? I had my ears pierced. I don't anymore. I have a very big fear of ear piercings. I don't know why. Other piercings are perfectly fine. With ear piercings, I can't do it. I don't know why. Just the thought of replacing an ear piercing freaks me out. So I took them out and let them grow over because yeah. Also, I don't know, I just never had a thing for earrings. Most of the time with hairs that I like, it covers your ears, so there's no point. I then had my lip pierced right here, and that ended up breaking and coming out while I was eating cereal. One day, and Mom and I like rushed around the house to try to find something because I knew Mom had a lip ring somewhere in the house, but we could not find it, and we couldn't get to town to get a new one. So by the time that we did end up getting to town, the hole had already grown over, and I never got another one because I am so worried that it's also going to reject. Because every piercing I've had has rejected, except for my ears. My nose ring rejected after 3 weeks, I think it was. I thought it was perfectly fine. It was this nose. It was this nostril. It was perfectly fine for quite a while, and then in the middle of the night one night, it didn't break. It just fell out, and the hole had already started to grow over. And, like, there was no way it was going to fit through that hole again. And I don't know how. It just rejected, just popped out. So I was like, I'm not going to spend my money on something that's just going to pop out and I'm going to have to get it redone again. So yeah. I don't have any piercings. I wanted to get my TMI, by the way. and possibly trigger warning, but I wanted to get my nipples pierced for quite a while. But then when all of these piercings started rejecting, I was like, no, I don't want my nipple piercings to reject. Oh my god, after healing those things, because I have friends who have nipple piercings, and they said that the healing process was terrible. No, I ain't doing that. I'm not going through the pain of getting my nipples pierced to then go through the pain of healing my nipple piercings for them to just pop out at some point randomly. And the only piercer that I know around here, it's $80 a nipple. 80 Canadian dollars a nipple. That's insane. I'm not doing that. For it to just reject. Not happening. No way. 11. Any tattoos? I currently have 15, looking to be completely covered. Like, neck down, completely covered. Maybe a face tattoo. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, I personally think that people with face tattoos look really cool if they're done respectfully and nicely and professionally. But I just don't know if, like, in my circumstance they'd look good because I got a really weird face shape and I wear glasses. So even if I were to get like a little one here where my freckle is, I don't know if you can see it, but I would like to. That's always been my idea, is to get like a little heart or a little moon right where that freckle is. But it's right where my glasses are. So would you even see it? And like, would it be even decent to put that there? And also, when I do my makeup, I like to do a lot of little designs exactly where that freckle is. And to get a tattoo there permanently, it would kind of hinder what I could do with makeup on my face. So, I might get a face tattoo, might not. Also, I'd like to get one here, but I don't know because I have that big, I don't know if it's this side or not, but one of the sides of my face has a big mole right there that I don't know if I can tattoo over. So, we'll find out. But otherwise, I want to be completely tattooed. Yeah. Last question. What brands do you recommend? So, I have quite a few that I shop from. I will leave like little pop-ups of like the brand logo and stuff and links down below if I remember to. But here are just a few. I've got a couple things here. So my favorite best black lipstick ever is this one. It's Milady, and I literally got it in Walmart in like the makeup section in Walmart. This is a super good, long-lasting black matte liquid lipstick. It's so good. I literally wear it every time I go out and I wear black lipstick because it is so long-lasting. It is smudge-proof, smear-proof, and like pretty much waterproof. I have eaten with this on and not had to reapply any at all. It's so good, and it doesn't fade or anything. I love this. And it was cheap as well. Next, I have a couple things from this brand, but this is the only one that I could find right off the bat without digging through my clothing bins. This is Forest Ink. They are incredible. They have a lot of really cool stuff. I don't know if you can see their logo there. But they got a lot of really cool stuff. This is just their blood top here. I have another one that's pink with like little hearts on it to go with other styles that I have. I really love their stuff, and it's really affordable, and they're kind of a small brand right now. They're getting quite a lot bigger, and they're getting a lot more stuff, and a lot more Gothic stuff as well, because before they were just like alternative stuff, but now they're getting like really Gothic stuff. They got corsets on there now. It's super exciting. I need to get more stuff from them. And then, of course, as we all know, Killstar. I have like 4 of these sweaters. I love them. I love them so much. You've seen at least 2 of them. You've seen this one, the pink and black one. the red and black one. I also have a gray and black one. I have pants from them, a sweater from them. I have lots of stuff from them. This is from a little one person brand that I will leave a link down below to. It took like 2 months for these to come, but I got like 4 shirts. They're all handmade, hand sewn. I don't know if you can see the stitching, and they're really well made, super comfortable, really soft fabric. I have one that's ghost face. This one with little spiders on it, that's like a mesh. And one that is My Chemical Romance. Tunnel Vision is one that I really enjoy. They make really great stuff. They also have a sister company that does really good jewelry. This is not from them, but I'm just saying as I'm thinking that. Also, this is going to be a really stupid statement, but always, always, always check around every store during their Halloween sale periods, because you will find great fishnets, usually pretty good costume jewelry that you could turn into Gothic everyday jewelry. Sometimes you can find a good corset for really cheap because it's like costume corsets. Ooh, listen to that. I have this incredible replica of Wednesday's original dress from the Addams Family that I actually got from Spirit Halloween in Value Village, actually. So always check those kind of places, as well as thrift stores and online shops that resell stuff, because you can find some really good, really great secondhand Gothic fashion all over the internet. I have pairs of boots that are secondhand. Like I have a pair of black platforms that have bats all over them, like white bats, and I got them really cheap on online secondhand. They were on eBay. Check eBay. eBay's kind of like stupid to search for things, so be as vague as possible and like go a couple pages in and you will find really good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will leave all the questions that I answered as well as the other questions down below, as well as links to all the companies that I recommended and a couple other links as well down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.